Boom. We are live, folks. That's right. We are live and we are live. We are live and back at it again. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network, and we got another live stream coming your way. We are the alternative commentary to all your wrestling. Tonight, like I said, NXT, we're already kicking it off. We got lots to talk about, lots to get into, lots of rumors all around the wrestling world. These two pretty faces are going to rock and roll for the next couple hours. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and ready to go, folks. Like I said, we got NXT on tap tonight. Thank you for being here on this wonderful Tuesday. We are starting off with the tag titles, triple threat. We got Gallus. We got the Creed brothers. We got Schism, who was rumored to have left the company, but they're still here. They're still doing some shit. So, folks, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and I'm going to toss it to Nick.
I was going to say, well, speaking of tag teams, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, we're already kicking it off with
and they're doing it right.
Triple threat. Yeah, well, they started off literally right out of the gate of they were all brawling, had to settle everything down. But how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. It's nice on a Tuesday. And I'm happy to see. I like when they do the triple threat properly, where there's three men in the ring and you tag your own partner. This whole bullshit of like two guys in and you can possibly tag your opponents. Like it's stupid. So yeah, they're getting it right here.
Finally. Yeah, we have the dyad in here that allegedly was leaving the company, had asked for their release. The Grizzled Young Vets had been, I guess, telling people that they had gotten their release, but now, if they end up with the NXT tag titles, does that change a few things?
Maybe. I don't see it happening, but it could definitely change things up.
Right.
But folks, yes, I will say I see the chat filling up. Keep it going. Keep it live. Say hello. If you're shy, just drop us a thumb. Give us a like. Give us some love. Thank you for being here. We're here all week long. We are the channel that covers all the wrestling. If it's breaking news, we'll show up and do it. If we got some interviews, we'll show up and give them to you. We got live streams constantly, and we're not stopping. We got more coming your way. We might have the Summer of Punk. We might have, historic SummerSlam. We got so much to get into, but even before that. So, folks, this is the place to do it. Like, subscribe, join us. And I can't wait. Another night of wrestling, Nick. And again, starting off with a hell of a match, good pace to this one right out of the gate.
Absolutely. And big things popping, little things stopping, up to something season never sleeps. Richard, what up? And Richard again, different Richard. Okay. Damien's taking Gallus for the win. Dale's got Gallus. Yeah, so who you got? Steven, what up?
I got Gallus.
Steve, hey, yo, what?
I hate to be predictable and go with the crew, but
I mean, it's kind of hard not to really take them, I feel, at this point.
Right. They just got the belts. They're solid. Yeah, I could see them keeping them.
Yeah, I mean, one team already asked for their release, and the others, the Creed brothers, that have already held the titles, are still stuck in what's left of the Diamond Mine.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? I'm not in a ton of a rush with the Creed. The Diamond Mine thing, just kill it. But the Creed brothers are outstanding, and I think they will get another shot at the NXT titles. I mean, they could surprise us and win tonight. They really could.
I hope not. I feel like
they're bland.
Move them up and just pair them with Gable. Take him a little faction.
Right. He's losing Otis.
Yeah.
New friends.
Well, I mean, they say they want to do a singles run with him, but I mean, you could have him be the head of a faction.
Yeah, fair enough.
Make him mini Kurt Angle.
Mini Kurt Angle.
Nick Khan talking about blood and third hour Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I did see reports that they're trying to do a more aggressive third hour, which
they're gonna do something.
Touche. Well, remember for a while ago when everyone thought that they were going TV 14 and then it kind of never really happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
Julius with a huge powerbomb.
Yeah.
2 count.
Oh. I just got a moonsault. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, here's one for you.
Wow. I hate to point this out, but Skinny Creed is just dominating. Like his brother is almost a non-factor.
Well, there was that whole story that was going around for a bit that Vince thought highly, highly of these guys and could see them being future like main eventers down the road and everything, like as singles competitors.
They're a really good team, and I hate to knock the one brother, but I think it's Julius is just he's outstanding, man. He's the MVP of this whole match.
Yeah. Julius is
fantastic.
And we've got our first NXT chant of the night. Here's one for you, though, the comment.
Breaking news, Meltzer's withering away on his couch. Yeah, I just wish he would do it quieter. That's all.
Right? Just someone cut off the internet.
I'm still telling you, I really am itching to hashtag cancel Meltzer. Boycott the Observer.
Not my Uncle Dave.
Not my Uncle Dave.
Yeah. Rest in peace, the Warriors. Yeah, who has a better stomp, folks? Draymond Green or Seth Rollins?
Yeah. Ooh.
Draymond out there just stomping a mud hole and walking it dry. Raw better off going to 2 hours, says Steven.
I wish.
Be a lot easier, be a lot more digestible.
And less filler, because it's not like if you had 3 hours and you're like, we had 3 hours because back in the day you were trying to get as many people onto the show as possible because there were so many people. Now it's just fucking filler commercial. That's the issue. If you got 3 hours and you want to utilize it, I'm interested. Let's go. But 2 hours is a nice, comfortable place to be.
Yeah, and if you're going to stick to your whole brand split and we're staying true to these shows are separate and everything, you're going to trim down your roster a bit. So just go to the 2 hours. I know you'll probably lose whatever in advertising, but you're already taking that gamble if you're going to go more TV, MA, and all of that on the third hour, I guess. So,
yeah. So, I mean, even if they want to get rid of it, looks like they're going to keep it. And maybe making it a little more adult. It's just gonna be weird. Like 10 o'clock hits, and all of a sudden, like John Moxley comes running out, bleeding everywhere,
and just blood everywhere. They just do like a whole nother intro, and it just starts playing metal and everything. Then Hunter comes out, just all of the Motorhead, all of the Slipknot, all of that.
Oh, this is too funny.
What?
No.
I think Roxanne and Zoe get drafted. SmackDown need more talented female wrestlers who can go for 10 minutes plus. I think there's going to be a fair amount of, or at least a few people from NXT that get drafted. I know the name that's floating around now everywhere is Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate's interesting. Well, how do you feel about Carmelo at this point? Or does he?
He just won the championship. You can't do that.
That's what I mean, right? Like for the longest time, I know there was a lot of talk about, Carmelo's ready. Get him up, move him up. Now he's got the belt. He's going to ride that out for a while. So, I mean, a lot of people are speculating Braun Breaker makes sense.
Braun makes way more sense than Carmelo, because if you were going to do Carmelo, then he didn't need to win the championship.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that.
Simone says, hard to imagine WWE negotiating USA down to 2 hours and taking a revenue hit. The board has the legal obligation to act in the best interest of shareholders. Right. Well, that depends on if they stay on USA.
That's a good point.
Because the media rights are still up for negotiation. I've heard the name of ESPN float around, like I said a while ago. I don't know if they're going to be adding another show, like the stuff that they do with A&E, or if that would be a landing spot for, say, Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Nick, and C-Money, it's a good point, but do keep in mind there's other factors at play, right? Like we talk about the revenue hit, but you're going to lower your expenses. You're going to have less talent for less amount of hours. You're going to need the crew, the TV time, everything that you put into that show, you're going to now minimize those expenses. In addition to that, if you can pitch that, we're taking a bit of a revenue hit by the time you balance it out and look at the break-even point, but we're going to put on a better product. More people are going to like it. That will lead to more revenue.
That's the only thing that they could pitch with and
Yeah.
try and get USA on board with, because USA would take the hit as well because they're not getting the ad sales. But they would have to pitch that the ratings would increase.
Would USA not just put something else in that slot? Like,
but would that show get as many viewers as Monday Night Raw? Because as much as we bag on the numbers, it still does over a million. I think the Raw After Mania did over 2 million.
Yeah, it did. 1.8 ish. I mean,
yeah, it's not AEW with their 866, their 83s, their 87s, all of that.
We'll probably talk about that more as we go forward here, but yeah. 700,000, 734,000 at times. Like, whew.
Yeah. But we are back from commercial break, folks, as we have all each member from each team is down right now trying to go for the hot tag.
Yeah.
And they all get it. Breaking news, Triple H officially has full control of WWE. All wrestlers will be eligible for the draft. Wrestlers from NXT will be drafted to the main roster. Wrestlers on the main roster on NXT.
I also believe that free agents will be a part of this. That's my bold prediction.
That's a very bold prediction.
I think there will be one or two surprises, or maybe even like a Naomi.
Naomi would be one that would be a surprise, I would say. That's probably the main one that you would have out there. Maybe Cardona, if you decide to do it. But I don't really. Those would be about it. I feel.
Fair enough.
Everybody else, and I hate to bag on anybody, but what about that was breaking? Triple H has been in charge of creative. We know about the draft.
It's this fun debate every night. Like, even in all fairness, on last night's thumbnail, right above Triple H's head, I had "in charge?" ? Because that's what it always is now. And now I hear podcasters and YouTubers coming out and going, that was McMahon, that was Triple H, that was McMahon, in 15-minute increments. I'm like, come on, guys. Now we're getting a little.
I mean, we did that the first show. We did that the first SmackDown afterwards, but we've since dropped that gimmick. I've seen people reporting that.
We crack jokes.
It's a story as both members of Gallus go into the stairs. But people will sit there and report it like it's a big news story that Vince McMahon decided to not be at Monday Night Raw this week. That's what you wanted, right? So don't draw attention to it.
Just ignore it.
Just let it happen.
I still think they should have turned Vince into a heel, had him come out and tell everyone to go fuck themselves.
Has Vince McMahon ever not been a heel?
No, but like
dude, and kayfabe.
The one last run of the evil Mr. McMahon. This time he looks like Walt Disney.
Right.
All right, so the crowd's popping. This is a hell of a match, Nick.
Well, right now we've got both the Gallus completely out, and we've got the Dyad Schism right now in control of Julius Creed. Ooh, counters that with a double suplex.
Like, this is a nice, solid, like, banger. Like, they're fucking going.
Absolutely. I thought this would have been the main event, let alone start the show.
I feel like every week we tune into NXT, the stuff, like the setting becomes more yellow and gold than even ours. Than the
a little bit. JV says Tama Tonga. I don't know, but would he get that pop, that reaction? As we've got Ivy Nile trying to square up with Ava Rain.
Within a draft, you might not need to get that big surprise pop or reaction. And that's where you kind of rely on your commentators and such to tell that story, right?
Brutus with the Doomsday Cannonball.
But I think it's unlikely. Oh, Ivy going after Ava. Oh.
Gallus with the flying knee.
Doomsday Cannonball.
3. And Gallus retains.
Oh, Schism.
Rolling for a German suplex, pinning both dudes. Yeah.
The finisher is unbelievable.
Steven, absolutely. So how many wrestlers from NXT get called up? Guessing only 2, Braun and Zoe. I set the line at 3.
Yeah, I could see 3 or 4. I'm kind of in that. I don't think they'll go buck wild and there's, but I mean, I'm curious to see how NXT factors into this. What might be interesting is if they say, you know what, NXT's in the draft, they get a pick and they're going to take a pick. And all of a sudden they start drafting. You know what? Nikki Cross is now NXT. Fucking Mustafa Ali's now NXT. Like, people that maybe could use a home. Maybe they're not going after the heavy hitters, but they have a chance to kind of model a new, Kofi Kingston's NXT.
Lacey Evans is NXT.
Lacey Evans is MIA.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, Gallus retain. I see everybody saying 1-0 already. Jack, what up? JV, what up? Bobby, what up? You don't ever have to apologize for being late, sir. Half the time we end up going early, if anything, actually. Small Mark, my number one or he's saying his number one draft pick. Question. Number one draft pick, Rhea Ripley or Cody Rhodes?
Ooh, it's got to be Roman, right? Like if Roman's in this.
If he's in it, though. But who might be in this is, we've got the DiJackinator. Yeah, he's going after the cameraman.
This man is out in fucking the hot sun standing next to palm trees.
Florida weather at the start of spring/summer in all black and leather. Oh, we're getting him and Apollo squaring up.
Apollo looking like Kevin Hart.
The draft's coming up, so I come to show up and show out because that's what the show is about. Yeah, do it.
Oh, we're gonna get DiJack and Apollo. Oh, okay.
Interesting. Well, and we're also getting the NXT in-ring debut of Noam Dar.
Yeah. The return, kind of, right?
Right.
The Supernova. Another Scotsman.
The Scotsmen are invading.
The Scots are starting to invade wrestling pretty heavily.
It's the question of if Roman's in the draft. If he is, then he has to be the number one pick. If he's not, if you just draft the bloodline as a whole group.
I'm curious how they're going to fuck with that, right? Like, is there going to be some caveats? Remember, like, they would do this thing of, like, Roman gets drafted first overall, but nobody drafted the Usos, so they're free agents, and guess where they went? You're like, come on now, nobody drafted them?
Speaking of the draft, we just got a commercial for it, or at least I did.
Yeah, we're going to set up our shit, and we'll shortly announce the date and time of the Wrasslin for Life mock draft, fantasy draft, whatever you want to call it. Mano a mano.
Host against host. The hostess with the mostest.
The hostess with the mostest. We're going to draft it out and see how it goes.
But so out of those two, as we are in another commercial break, folks, but out of those two, who would you take with your first pick?
I think between those two, no offense, Rhea, but you got to kind of go Cody. But Rhea's amazing. She should be a high pick.
Now, if I take Rhea, do I get all of Judgment Day? Or do I just get Dom? Or do I just get Rhea?
I think this is a way to split them up because they're kind of going different directions.
Fair enough. But does Dom lose anything without Rhea?
I think they're hoping or believing, especially lately, if you notice, you don't get as much Rhea Dom. You've got a lot of Damian Dom. Especially when heading into Mania, she was busy, right? So I think, and I know people are like, oh, you can't bring them up, but I think they've kind of separated them that way because they want to see if Dom can keep garnering this heat. I think at this point, he's kind of shown that he's got it. He's kind of got a lot. So it might work better because Rhea's getting cheers, and it's a weird dynamic.
Absolutely. Well, and I don't know if you want our breakout superstar or whatever for 2022, but fair to say he's definitely in contention already for 2023 because this man's just strapped a jetpack to the back of him.
I would consider this a outstanding breakout for him in late 22 into this 2023 now. He's having a fucking phenomenal year where people are actually comparing his heat to MJF heat. I love it.
Right. Well, and so does MJF.
Yeah, apparently.
Jack saying I gave my NXT draft predictions. Well, I know I missed a fair amount because we do talk a lot and there's a lot of y'all chatting with us. We do have the super chat, the super stickers, all of that. If you want to make sure you get your point across or if you want to just help support the channel. So unfortunately, Jack, if you want us to see it, you might have to retype it. JV saying I went on the draft. I got number one draft pick. This man, that kid on the playground of I got all the powers. No, you can't touch me. I got this power now.
Right.
I kid. But
a joke, a kid.
Indeed. I think Creeds get drafted. They've lost their last 2 chances at the NXT tag titles. Fair enough.
Interesting. I could see them being one of those, like, you know, the people drafted after the show, you know, the random ones that they throw at us.
Right.
Dana Brooke and, you know,
the supplemental picks and everything.
Yeah. Supplemental.
You're not good enough to be on TV.
Yeah. Sorry.
The fans have been it's the catering rounds is what that is.
The catering rounds.
Everyone that's back in catering. All right, fine. You're going to Raw, you're going to SmackDown. Yeah, you're going to NXT. You're going to Level Up. I don't give a shit about you.
I don't give a shit.
The fans been super loud booing Dom, crazy heat. Yeah. Well, Jack brings up what if Dom retired Ray? That would get him. What the fuck are they doing?
That's what I've been saying. That's what I wanted to happen at Mania. Nathan Frazer shit is tripping me out.
Yeah, when did JD go to NXT? And I don't mean to Arizona. But what is this? When have they started doing this with Nathan Frazer? He's talking about Halloween Havoc. He's doing a whole like new setup. Like, I know we got green screens. This man's like damn near full CGI here.
Hard hitting
the car driving up. That's what it is. That's what he didn't do. He didn't have the car driving up. That's how you get him.
Okay. So
hard hitting home truths with Nathan Frazer.
Yeah. So he's got his own little talk show.
How is this already better though than QTV?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Studs and stud.
Nathan Frazer. Yeah, usually on. This is interesting. I don't know how I feel about it yet, Bobby, but
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
I could see Pretty Deadly draft to the main roster. Ooh. I struggle with Pretty Deadly. I don't know how I feel about them.
I think they're bound to go to the main roster.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I heard people were impressed with them on main events and everything. And it's I think that's the whole bait thing too, is that he had like a good match with Ziggler on main event. And they're like, oh yeah, we should bring him up. It's like, he was your fucking NXT UK champion for the longest time. Had 5-star matches with Gunther, and you're like, oh, yeah, he's good. Jesus. For now, though, I'm going to love you and leave you. I dig it. Like I said, it's already better than QTV. I don't know if it's exactly a heel turn or maybe he's at least actually got somewhat of a gimmick. It reminds me a bit of, I've got some bad news for you. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't know what the takeaways from that were. Like, was he putting himself over kind of in it?
He actually had some character. That's what it was. As I've got Noam Dar coming out right now.
I'll second that motion.
Right. I'll have a double. Lauren, what up? Been a minute. Finally, Daily Show, Jon Stewart is a wrestler.
I don't even. He's still carrying around the Heritage Cup.
What is that? I wonder, because Jordan Oliver likes to go at WWE because of this, that, and the third. And obviously he did with Vince McMahon coming out and everything. I wonder if that's a little bit of like the Nacho Man and everything of just, we're going to kind of take a little bit of a dig and kind of take the piss out of you.
Okay.
Because that's what that reminded me a bit of.
Miles Bourne got his own like graphic-y name thing, like with interesting. But yeah, no, you really think that's a shot at the like?
I don't know if it was intended, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I'll say that.
Interesting.
But so who do you got? Noam Dar or the fourth forgotten son?
It's Dar. Dar's here to prove a point. And I think the good news was seeing like the Noam come back, who he kind of looks like a little Shawn Michaels, little hairy chest. Like he looks like a little Shawn Michaels. Like he's cosplaying Sean. From far.
If fair enough, I'll give you that. You can have that.
But the good sign is you're bringing in guys like Dar, and you got DiJack back, and you look at a possible, going back to that, night in and night out. You got NXT, you got banger matches. You might not like everything else, but you're gonna get really good matches. That tag match tonight, that's a fucking solid match. I'd put that up against any match we see Monday or Wednesday.
I was going to say, look at the lineup so far that we've had advertised for tonight. We've got Gigi versus Cora Jade. I know you don't care for Jade or Cora, but that's still going to be a hell of a match, I think. We've got the DiJack and Do It versus Apollo.
That should be a banger.
We've got Roxy versus Zoe Starks.
That's going to be good too.
Right.
And then when you talk about women's divisions, I mean, that's a valid argument. Like, the really solid women's caliber here. And you're getting banger matches out of Roxy and Gigi, and Tiffany's on the upcome.
Indy is their champ right now, and so now everybody that's on there has to go challenging after her. So we're getting some fantastic matches. Oh, big fallaway slam. Jon Stewart
weren't supposed to be someone of note.
I
feel like
checkers let us know, because like I said, I think we called him the fourth forgotten son.
No, I know who he is. He wasn't Miles born before.
He was born Miles.
He was born. He doesn't know. He's on a mission to find out.
What?
Born.
Yeah, I got you.
There we go.
My God, it's Miles Bourne. Jon Stewart has been in WWE on us before. Yeah, he hosted a SummerSlam, I believe. He got involved in a whole thing with Seth Rollins.
Who?
Jon Stewart.
Yeah, that was so bad though. Like the chair shot and
that was a bad time for WWE.
It wasn't a good time. Oh, it's over.
Any update on the parking lot attacker in NXT? Was it Cora
No.
Jade? So far, no update.
Rumor is it was Sean. He didn't mean to. He
just couldn't see.
He was supposed to go left. He went right. Shit.
Yeah, Wardlow's just out there with forklifts, just letting them loose in NXT.
I love the fact that he jumped off the motherfucker. He kept going. Most of those have that the fail safe off. It stops.
Right.
He just kept rolling. Maybe he was on a hill.
Well, no, it's going to be Ava, and she's going to be like, "I did it for the Rock."
Right. Yeah, I don't recall them even talking about the parking lot problems last week.
Well, that's because the big story of last week was Roadhouse and Bar Rescue and all of that, with Noah Malone, heel turning.
Right. Roxy is adorable. And I don't mean that in like a off-putting way. Like, it's just that whole, like, it's a cutesy persona, right? And then she's going up against Big Bad Zoe. It is a really good dichotomy between these two.
You want to know who actually she kind of reminds me of Jules, who we've had on the channel?
Oh, okay. Crown Jewels?
Yeah, I can see it a little bit. Shout out. But who do you think NXT Anonymous is or was supposed to be?
Scripps.
Sean Stasiak.
Sean. Why Sean?
Because that's how he got fired the first time.
Right? No kidding.
But
all right.
So Damian 2-0.
2-0.
C-Money's 0-42.
Right, he's been on a losing streak. I think I'm close to that, C-Money.
2-0. Oh, it's Hornswoggle. That's who it is.
It's always Hornswoggle. It's always Hornswoggle.
Right. Bobby giving us the yawn. I guess so far he hasn't been too impressed with NXT.
What? That tag match doesn't get a yawn. Maybe everything since that tag match does, but the tag match cannot get a yawn.
Maybe that's just his way of saying so far it's been a 4 out of 5 show. He's just waiting for that last emoji there at the end. If that's just his sign for it, his rating scale.
5
it's
yawns.
Like with the 5 stars, he's just got the 5 yawns.
Right. There you go.
Steve saying the attacker was Trish. She admitted last night. Well, the attacker on Lita, not on NXT.
Trish, we're trying to take out the whole division, even the future.
Right. Fair enough. Damien's already taken Roxanne for the win. I like this. That little bastard. That was his name initially.
It is very true.
Roxanne will win. WWE hold Starks down. I don't know if they hold him down. I think that they just kind of they're waiting. It's wait and see. Unfortunately,
remember she got into the company, then she got, I think, a couple matches in, she got hurt. Then there was, the fucking, the global issues that we had, and slowed things down. Then she got hurt again. Then she came back, and since she got back, she's been getting a good amount of love. So, I mean, for me, I don't think they hold her down. I mean, she's not at the point where she's like overachieving, guys. She'll get there. She's solid.
Well, and she had the whole heel turn and everything, and then
she's good as a heel.
What, right? But also between her and Nikita both getting injured at the most worst of times, with their whole feud, that's really kind of caused an issue and a hiccup with that.
Yep.
Here's a question for you: is Wendy Chu going to get drafted, or does her gimmick not work on the main roster?
Her gimmick, yes,
she's shoot injured, so she's definitely not.
Her gimmick doesn't work on any roster. It doesn't work on, like, I hate to say this because some people are going to throw hate at me for it, but that's the type of gimmick you see on AEW. That's pockets, right? Like, that's what that is. That's Wendy Chu is the sleepier version of Orange Cassidy. That's all. I think Wendy Chu deserves better. I think she's talented. She's highly committed to whatever you ask her to be. You want me to be fucking 100 years old and creepy and wear a veil? Okay, I'm in. You want me to fucking be narcoleptic? I'm in. Like, I give the girl credit. When she's healthy, I hope she gets a shot to wrestle.
Yeah, when she was in there, when she was there with Xia Li and everything, that was fantastic. And then it's I feel like with you, I will not watch you wrestle in your jam said I am.
No, because I think it's fucking dumb. Like I said, if you want to put little moons on your trunks or your whatever you choose to wear to the ring, and your gimmick is you're kind of laid back and sleepy, okay, not my favorite. You don't want to tell people to go, like, the last thing you want when you're trying to entertain is fucking inducing sleep.
It's just reminding people, hey, doesn't bed feel good?
Yeah. Aren't we boring the shit out of you right now? We are just chewing up this show, are we not?
A little bit.
But yeah, no. I mean, that gimmick needs to go away, and I do believe there's talent with Wendy.
And then we get Kamala had a moon on his belly. The Ugandan giant Kamala. You did it. I was almost gonna do
it. Yeah, that's her buddy.
Bobby said he was yawning about Noah Dar's match. Fair enough. Oh, we've got.
Yeah, I'll give you that, Bobby.
See, this is why you're starting to be a fan of Kiana James, because she's got a giant gold KJ on her fucking desk.
Pause.
Kiana, I'm getting Kiana James and Roadhouse here right now.
And Roadhouse. KJ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said now I see that you're starting to turn on her and starting to like her.
She's good in the ring. It's these skits. She's fucking brutal.
This whole storyline is,
like I said, it's Degrassi Junior High.
This feels like something that should air on like CMT or like country music television. 100% is this shit. And he takes the tractor another round.
Like this, like the face, like it all seems so unnatural. Plus, she's got the spray tan blotching up her forehead. She looks like Two-Face.
Oh my god! Look at this motherfucker, bro. How did you have a fucking curly ass mullet before, and now you look even creepier?
What the fuck?
Shave the mustache, please. It doesn't.
No, mustaches are in. What the fuck?
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
He turned into fucking Matt Damon. Not even. What the fuck?
She treats me like a man. Dude, you look like fucking trailer trash fucking Fabio right now.
She treats me like a man.
Like a man. Fucking trailer trash Fabio here with his fucking halfway unbuttoned shirt with his shitty grit stash.
No, I struggle with all of this. Kiana looks like she was dumped in a vat of chemicals. Just like thick
She got
layers.
shot with the fucking Simpsons makeup
Yeah,
gun.
you know what?
Kaboom!
It's a lot. It looks so thick.
Oh.
The mustache is a lot to take in. How are
Yeah.
you better off with a fucking Kentucky waterfall?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Of literally, that man had a curly ass mullet and looked way tougher, way cooler than he does now. He looks like redneck Vince McMahon.
Redneck Vince McMahon.
But I've got Odyssey Jones coming out right now.
He looks like fucking Wish.com Matthew McConaughey.
Facts. Just out there preaching some bullshit in a like soft Southern accent.
Right. Now we got Odyssey coming out.
Do you subscribe to the Wrestling for Life Network? No? Well, it sure be a lot cooler if you did.
I love it. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Bar Rescue have no future with these gimmicks. Bad. Yes.
Yeah, Mark, I'm with you, buddy.
Oh,
shit!
Braun just takes out Odyssey. Like, Braun going to the main roster. This man's just a goonie.
Yo,
does that hurt? And he just chuckles.
We talk about epic, like, we laughed about the Edge Dominic Mysterio spear for a long time. That was an outstanding spear.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that dude in the crowd is upset.
The fact that he sounds like Scott makes his promos 10 times better, I feel. He's going full like Scott to where everybody gets a trophy nowadays.
Look at this piped in booing. There's not
yes, I know Vince was already redneck. Braun just speared Odyssey. Yes, he did.
Out of his boots.
Well, that's a lot of man to spear too and get moving in that type of way. So if some of your furniture might have shifted, you felt a rumble or whatever, you might just be living close to where they're filming NXT right now.
Right. Odyssey being taken to the back.
What? Duke Hudson now coming out here to avenge Andre Chase. Keep Andre's Chase name out your motherfucking mouth.
Taya comes out. See ya.
I say, keep my friend's name out your fucking mouth.
Now he's got a trophy. So 2 segments, 2 trophies.
Right. Everybody's got a trophy. Literally like what Braun said.
Now this works. Like the big mean jock against like the nerdy, collective.
Yeah, it always works in those like $5 bins for DVDs at Walmart and everything.
Right. I just don't know. Like Duke feels 45. I don't know how old Duke Wellington is, but he feels 45.
Feels long in the tooth.
Doesn't he? Just kind of, maybe it's the British thing in him. He looks like he should be in a tag team with Wade Barrett.
Oh, he looks like he's like he looks like, trying to think of a way to say outside of just, he looks literally exactly like Wade Barrett.
Right.
Like to a T.
No.
On behalf of Chase U, I challenge you to a match. And all the plants, all 3 of them right by him.
I like the guy in the tuxedo t-shirt in like the second row.
There's
Hair club for men. What about it?
Not saying nothing, but I'm pretty sure they just either grabbed a couple of people off the roster, maybe just the most attractive females in the audience, and said, "Hey, you want to wear a Chase U shirt and be on TV for a little bit?"
Yeah, no kidding.
The MVP is not done talking.
Big Duke energy. That sign was there last week. Big Duke energy. I like it. Big Duke energy. That's a t-shirt that sells.
Oh, yeah. 100%. When he goes on a solo run, that's what it needs to be.
Speaking of t-shirts,
and check your rolling. What?
Do you think the WWE will have a 420 t-shirt this year. Riddle did just come back.
I don't know about that. I was about to say, I was almost about to wish everybody a happy 420 Eve, and then I realized, nope, I'd be a day behind.
Yeah, that would be a totally stoner thing to do, my friend.
Exactly. Trust me. I literally almost did it until like probably 50 minutes before we went live.
Right. Yeah. 420 is a big day in my life, so we got to go figure that out.
Right. Hello. Oh,
yeah, big day at work.
We are 100% a vitamin supported channel.
Right. It's Tuesday night. It's NXT. Yeah, it is, Curtis.
Absolutely. So we're getting Braun versus Andre Chase at Spring Break-In.
Yes.
Because he turned and talked straight to the camera.
He's giving Chase shit. So he's going to fight Wellington to get to Chase.
Well, I liked how he even did the little feigns the ho like he did when he used to do the bark when he was a baby face. Yeah.
But you know what? This is a better Braun right now. Him coming out and being baby faced came off real flat, real nervous, real green.
It ran its course fast. It burned out fast, I feel.
Yeah, but it just felt like he wasn't that comfortable. But all of a sudden, here he is coming out and just kind of go. And I'm sure it's not even remotely shoot, but he's delivering it well, man. Like that was much better than him trying to be the nice guy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. As I've got Cora Jade backstage right now.
Right.
Braun turning into his uncle. Yeah, he's very much just Scott at this point.
What's she tat on her chest? If found, please return.
I was gonna say, what was it like? No regrets or whatever that.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Are you sure? Not one.
Not one.
Starve the ego, feed the soul, written on her chest.
There's a lot of things I could say there, and I don't.
Yeah, teach their own.
I like being on YouTube.
Anyone else want to surmise?
Read between the lines, or in this case, read between the chest.
Cora doesn't work for me, man.
We know.
She doesn't work. She doesn't work. I don't see it. Like even when
people for me, dog.
God, look at her. I'm like, yeah, I did.
Right.
I mean, in all the usual.
Cameraman, thank you very much for that shot there on Roxanne. How you doing?
Oh, perfect. Playing to the crowd. Roxy might be perfect for this draft, and she might be a nice little invigoration of energy into the women's division.
SmackDown, put her against Rhea.
Yeah, I'm down.
Right. Make that your feud going into SummerSlam. Lit, how you doing? Braun will make Chase sugar honey iced tea his pants at Spring Break-In. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Guys, think of AW getting another wrestling show Saturday at AW Collision. Help. I need somebody. Help. Not just anybody.
We are now taking applications here at the Wrestling for Life Network because we're going to die. No, I'm curious. Now, the negative, if you want to go with the flow and the negative narrative, the idea that you're creating you wanted that show. But the idea that you're going to create a roster split to accommodate childishness and unprofessionalism, to me, is mind fucking blowing. Like if that is what ends up happening, of like Punk's back, but you only get Punk on Wednesdays and you get the Bucks on Saturdays. That's just that to me, where I said Tony has to put his foot down, stamp this as I am the boss. He needs a moment where he acts more than just a fanboy. This would be it. And he went the complete opposite way. I'll just make another show. You guys don't like it.
You shouldn't need visitation rights with superstars. As a fan base, you shouldn't have to feel like you're in the middle of a fucking divorce.
As a 4-year-old company that's still trying to find your way, the last thing you should do is break up your roster. You should definitely spend time building that core roster and delivering a show that can bring in more viewers. And I had a bit of an exchange with a dude who was super awesome online about Chris Jericho and how I feel about him, and everyone out there knows how I feel about him. But when people just tune out, Like when you start the show with like 800,000, 860,000 views, but by the time you get to Chris Jericho in the main event, you got about 734. You got to start asking yourself, is he as good as we think we are? We think he is. Could we not put someone else better in those spots? And build that before you start playing around with another show. And like the all access is fucking unnecessary. Get the shit you have together, Tony.
Yeah, rather than actually fix anything, he just adds more to the problem.
Right? It's all fucked up here.
Yeah, well, and it's not. It's a clear evident sign that AW, I think their core base at this point is about 800, just around 850 to 900,000 viewers weekly. Mm-hmm. That is the AW audience. They never seem to go drastically over it. Mm-hmm. And for all intents and purposes, barring something like them being put out of into a different time slot or anything, they tend to stay about there. But they average losing like 100,000 viewers throughout their 2-hour show.
Yeah, and that's got to be answered to. That's booking, that's plotting, and if you're putting guys like, I mean, how many main events did we get, Chris Jericho, that didn't help your ratings? And then when people are shitting all over Punk, at least Punk brought eyes, guys. Let's be real. Call a spade a spade. The guy brings eyes. The guy brings attention. The guy is noteworthy, whether you like it or not. And what happens if, let's say, they do split the brand, and you got one show? The minute let's say the Wednesday show with Punk and Brian and just starts, people are tuning in droves to see this amazing wrestling show. What if that is the case and the Buck show is suffering? You know what's going to happen. Oh, we want this person. We want that person. This isn't fair. We're on Saturdays. The fans don't cheer as loud or watch as much on Saturdays.
Well, what if Steven says it's just what if it's another tape show? Then no, thank you.
Then we won't even be here watching it, truthfully.
I was going to say, who needs sleep? Let's go. Sunday show 2. Trust me, I think it was last week we did 7 days the whole week.
Rampage.
WrestleMania we did 12 hours.
No, WrestleMania
in a day.
Oh, in a day. In a day, yes, we did 12.
Yeah. I don't even want to try and think about the total number.
Yeah.
JV, why do you want me to do a Christopher Walken impression?
Do you do a Christopher Walken?
I don't know. I'd have to fucking.
You have to hear it.
No, I could do it. I'd have to be. No, come back to me on that. We'll see. Maybe by the end of the night that'll happen. So I might have to work on it. Might have to do a pause for the cause here and then work on it.
All right.
Go, Roxy, go. Nicholas, what up? So I'm guessing Braun is gonna get called up to the main roster on the draft. Yeah, I think that's very much the case here.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's one for you. Who is this Sky Purple?
Cora Blue Jade.
Cora has that AJ Lee energy. A little bit.
No, I think Roxy has the AJ energy.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Kind of the smiley, the skippy. Yeah.
So is Cora Page?
Yeah, she's like a low rent Page.
And Soraya's a low rent Page.
Soraya is a low rent Page.
AW Collision, just another tape. Got that one.
If it's another tape show, it's to me unnecessary. Unless you cancel Rampage. We're gonna do Saturday Collisions, and we're not gonna do a wasted fucking hour of Rampage. Perfect.
Right.
But you got to get your shit in order. And that's why are you adding 2 more hours of wrestling when your Wednesday show is fucking hit and miss and your Friday show is hot garbage?
Absolutely. But I have Zoe Starks coming out right now. So give us your predictions if you haven't done so already, folks. I know we've been talking about anything and everything tonight. But that's the way it goes in the rest of the world right now, especially. But we've got Roxanne Perez versus Zoe Starks. I'm taking Roxy. I think you are too. You gonna switch it up and take Zoe?
I'll take Zoe just to be difficult. I don't think it's gonna happen, but whatever.
Fair enough.
Not like a bed in the beard.
Cora equals Bailey. Yeah, she's like if Paige and Bailey had a stepsister.
Yeah, but I don't see like Bailey. Yeah, I'll give her time. I kind of bag on Cora. I don't think she's a good promo yet. I think she's still green. And as far as like as a persona, she comes off like a bratty teenager. Maybe she's supposed to, but it's not It's not good. It's not good heel. Zoe Starks all day long. I'm happy with that.
Heel turn with a paper mache skateboard, and you don't think that she's supposed to seem like an angsty teenager?
Fair enough. Touche. Tabernacle.
Zoe for the win. So Curtis is there with you. Oversaturation will drown the product. It already is.
Yeah.
Like Larry says, just call it AW accident. Call it AW whoopsie.
Remember they made the accident when they applied for AEW and they misspelled collision. Collagen?
Colonoscopy? What? Move Rampage to YouTube and live Ring of Honor Friday night show. That is, yeah. Well, then that would be their third YouTube show.
Yeah, you can't keep doing that.
You got to start chopping some of these off.
Or give purpose to the things you have. Like when we talk about Tony just being a kid playing with toys, that's what this feels like.
Right.
With Tony, you haven't played with this in a while. You know, it's that's what the vibe is with Tony. Like you got to give purpose to, like, if Dark was a show where every so often, like, the really talented people that are standing out on Dark end up on Elevation, they end up on Rampage, they end up on Dynamite. If there was some type of feel like that, great. But it doesn't feel like that. It's just this perpetual job match. What do you do?
Yeah, and that since you were talking about job matches and everything, that reminds me of a point. If we're going on this whole AEW kick, since we got it tomorrow night, when we get to the next commercial break, there is something I want to mention from AEW specifically relating to jobbers. But too many Chiefs spoil the meal. Yeah, well, that's like the bartender from Boondock Saints. Too many Chiefs spoil the meal, and then C-Money instantly comes back with too many cooks. You mean
too many cooks?
Yeah, Larry. We'll just call it AW Pause trademark. Right. TK, reach out to us. Shit, we'll do the commentary for that show. We're gonna call it after one of our gimmicks or can pay us for it. Fine.
This is an excellent match, by the way. The great start, great pace, good work by both ladies.
Well, you know that they both can go. Like I said, you know that this was going to be a hell of a match. And we're still talking about Cora over it. But Cora equals Avril Lavigne. It's complicated. I like that one. That might be like comment of the night so far.
Yeah, it's complicated, all right. It's
there. I'll read Richard.
I want to unload my, like, there's like real thoughts in my head that I'm just gonna keep to myself.
You're good. I'll read Richard since he put it in twice and I noticed it. At first, I thought they did a double turn with Carmelo and Braun, but since Braun said no to a rematch, I think that's them keeping Melo heel.
No,
he's babyface at this point.
As fudge,
right?
Yeah, no, huge babyface now. I still don't love Braun's whole thing, but whatever, it's working.
I like this. Wonder if Roxanne realizes she had two different shoes on. Because one's white and one's black.
I got that.
Okay. It's a bad joke. Money, chefs supersede cooks. Fair enough. Oh, you said Chiefs. You didn't say chefs. You said Chiefs.
Who are the chefs?
TK. Cooking up whipping up that white with that baking soda.
Oh, dude.
Allegedly.
Accusations. I object.
Joey always makes her opponents look good. Absolutely.
True story.
All of a sudden, I love polka dots, baby. Yes, you know. But so as we are in commercial break, so everybody knows how I feel about Jeff Hardy coming back. Regardless of how you feel about it, this, that, or the third, he's back now with AEW. Would you not bring him back and use him sparingly and get the big pops, the big reactions, and use him maybe 3 to 4 times, I'd say, a year in main events, like main attraction matches? Then you've got him now teaming up seemingly back with his brother against in a jobber feud where Matt's even pretty much become a jobber. Like all the jokes going around about Matt seeing his meal ticket come back.
Yeah.
And that's and I'm a fan of Matt. Like I geeked out to the V1 gimmick and everything.
Yeah.
I can slap a tornado. But if you're gonna, and it to me, it helps prevent Jeff from getting overused, which could lead to issues like it did before.
Yeah.
It already takes it down a notch. When you could use him sparingly, it keeps it fresh. You get those big pops every now and then. I don't know. What do you think?
Listen, you put that aside and then you say, okay, you make the moral decision that we're going to give him another chance. Fine.
Yeah, he's at least there already.
Let's put that debate aside. He's already there. Now that he's there, I mean, we talked about this the first run he had of, for a young man in great shape, throwing himself off buildings and throwing himself off ladders every fucking week is hard on that person. Now you got a busted up, and listen, I love Jeff Hardy, and like that big tag team boom, loves going through all of those years. But
absolutely,
Jeff Hardy's not who he used to be. He's broken. He's beat up. He walks with a fucking limp because of the shit he's been through. Right. And to me, it's irresponsible and not, forward thinking where Tony Khan just started throwing his toy off the bridge. And that's what it feels like of, okay, go ahead, jump off the side of that. And how many damn near, we were literally, Nick, on stream flinching, not cheering, because of who it was and what he was doing. Does that lead to more problems? I don't know. Maybe tucking him in a tag team where they get a bit of a run as a tag team, but I think Tony's guilty of consistently bringing back people and putting them in the wrong spots and not highlighting them and pushing them in the right spots. Even a Jeff Hardy going toe-to-toe, for a title, maybe not winning it, but he's such a good baby face. You're right. Him with jobbers is fucking not helping.
Absolutely. Well, and especially with a company that right now is struggling for main event talent.
Yeah.
I would say. And like everybody's saying of keep Jeff away from high spots. Don't rush Jeff, though. He looks like he had eye injury. Yeah. He just had eye surgery. And just let him pop in and out so then he can go and take time and make sure he's not around the nature of the beast. And we don't need this is his last chance. 100%. I agree with you, Steve. Here of saying I wouldn't have brought him back, period. 100%. But I'm viewing it as it's already happened. We can't.
Now what? Yeah.
Pandora's box has already been opened.
Yeah.
So now what?
And to your point, if he wants to do a high spot, if he's going to do something off of ladders once a year, right? Like if he's here for the next 2 years, maybe twice we see it. Because then when we see it, we're all going to lose our fucking mind. Oh my God, can you believe he did that? But he was doing it every week, Nick. Every week he was throwing himself off something.
Absolutely. And just at a point, so especially in age and just with the mileage that he's put on his body, that he needs to, he can still wrestle a style and not have those super car crash spots.
It's like my argument with Jericho. Jericho has a role in this company. Jericho is a legend. Jericho is a Hall of Famer. I can say all the positive shit about Jericho. Jericho has one of my favorite wrestling moments ever, which was his first night on Raw. If that clip came up right now, I'd stop and watch it. It's just, I fucking love that moment. It was so well done. Such a big fan, but he's not who he was. So don't put him in these main events unless it's a marquee main event. Jericho's going to fight another marquee guy. Jericho versus Keith Lee did nothing for the ratings. And then if you did tune in, you saw two men running in fucking mud, looking like they were fucking battling on a quicksand.
With a terrible finish.
Like, that's where you're hurting your product, because if you had Jericho lower in the card and he was just in these feuds where he was trying to get young guys over, kind of what he did for Starks, a little credit on Starks, who's now getting swallowed by the Bullet Club. But Jericho has a purpose. The problem is you put him in the main event spot and then tell us how amazing that. Oh, did you see Jericho Bandito? Yeah, I saw Bandito in neutral, so Jericho could keep up with him. Right? Did you see Jericho versus Cabana? You wasted a main event spot on your nationally televised program for that. I don't want to hate Jericho. I just hate what he's doing. I hate the self-absorbed bullshit. And ultimately, just help your product. Help the product.
Help me to help you. Help me to help you. 2 count from Joey, and his I need to know. Trust me, we tend to go on rants. Trust me, I got like 10 comments I got to get through. Honk, honk, honk. 3-1 Tampa. Yes, I'm cheering for Leafs in this series. Benefits Boston. So, oof. Maybe
that's like slapped all over.
To read that out too.
I'm losing, and you're hoping for the shit of your team. What the fuck, Ronnie? Yeah, it was 2-0 earlier, so 3-1. Not over till it's over. We'll see what happens. Not a good team.
There's a team that knows that it's Toronto.
Yeah, no shit.
Should Lenny Paffo's gimmick been hometown been Nantucket, Massachusetts? I actually was a huge fan of the Genius as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of those guys that just because of how he could talk with all the soliloquies and use eloquent words and multi-syllable words and actually sounded intelligent.
No, yeah, I mean, to me, it was just a pain in the ass. Get this guy.
That was the point.
I know, but as a kid, and he
right,
did
I get it, yeah.
But
don't
I
give
think
Jeff high spots all the time, says Bonkers. Yeah, don't give him any.
Yeah, no. You can have a perfectly amazing Jeff Hardy match that everyone loses their mind for, and all he has to do is some shit and his staples.
2,
like the things you expect.
3.
In the win.
Roxy was with a pop rocks out of the corner onto Zoe Stark. So Richard, who kept saying Zoe won, no.
Oh, great match. A really good match.
When Jeff was back in the WWE before he just kind of sauntered off into the crowd, he was having good matches with Sheamus and everything, and never had to do a huge spot, never was diving off the ladders, none of that. He could still have a good match. Jeff Hardy's a talented wrestler inside the ring. The high spots is what put him over the edge.
Remember the YouTubers and all the fans shot all over the WWE for that Jeff situation.
Oh, yeah.
Mans went for a hike mid-match with Roman.
Just said, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Jeff should only wrestle on pay-per-view. See, that's what I'm saying, though. Don't have him involved in the firm stuff, which is a faction of jobbers, and his brothers become a jobber as well. Any coming out, as KJ's taking a pause there. But so it looks like we're going to get the Roxy is going to get another shot at her title. It looks like Zoe won. I wouldn't be NXT champion if it wasn't for you. Yeah, because her dumbass was putting it on the line. And Jeff Hardy is super creative. I want to see what he can do as a heel manager. Interesting. Does he get involved somehow with like Darby? But I still, when I say something like that, it's one of those that, do you want him around a guy that's doing, shot out of a bullet and, pretty much doing the Jeff Hardy stuff now? Maybe give me Jeff Hardy versus Sting and just make it, the match that should have happened in Impact. Now that he's clean and sober. I got over Jeff's stuff after about a day. I'll get the words out. Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, my girl, the Tiffany Epiphany. So we had Roxanne and Andy about to agree to having a title match. And now Tiffany Stratton coming out here looking like a cross of Maurice and Scarlett, I feel. You barely climbed up that ladder. Well, actually, she didn't. She just got hoisted up by Dexy there. Miss Center of the Universe, says Roxanne. Make it a triple threat. That's what I'm hoping for. Yes, Miss Epiphany. I've become a fan of Tiffany. That is so 2022, honey. I know she's just playing this whole daft, like, mean girl shtick and everything, but she actually does it well, and she can go in the goddamn ring. Oh, so we are getting the triple threat at Spring Breakin', because she's saying how everybody thinks they have my number. So at Spring Breakin', I'll prove that I deserve to be champion by beating both of you. So we're getting a triple threat now. So we've got added to Spring Breakin'. Already we've got Carmelo versus Grayson Waller for the NXT Championship, which we'll have them on the Waller Effect later tonight, probably the main event segment, as I've got Waller backstage now, but we're also getting Braun Breaker versus Andre Chase. We're also getting now Indy versus Roxanne versus Tiffany. So Spring Breakin's already kind of starting to shape up pretty well. It says to the depth that they have, once you get past at times the terrible storylines like Bar Rescue on NXT. Tiffany going to win. Don't do that to me. Don't give me hope. Because if I do, I will lose. If she does, I will lose my shit. Someone is going to end up clipping my fucking reaction if Tiffany wins. Tiffany is a carbon copy of Barbie Benton gimmick from WoW. Fair enough, but worked then. Why not work now? So Waller's already lining up the special shoe for when he takes a shoey after winning the NXT Championship. Now we're getting Von Wagner and Robert Stone backstage. He's ready to open up to Robert Stone. What the fuck? Let's go. Triple threat match next week for NXT Women's title. 100%. Richard, are you watching the same show that I am? Because I don't think you are. But at least you're watching us, so I'll give you that. I go for Roxy or Indy next week. So you took 2/3 of the fucking pack there. Way to hedge your bets, I feel. Geico Caveman Von Wagner. Yes, 100%. That man just looks... He has an overpronounced forehead for some odd reason, even though he's a 10-size kid. But I have Gigi Dolan coming out right now. So we're going to get... So see, I see why KJ took a pause for the cause here, because now he just preemptively knew we're going to get the Cora Jade match. He's like, nope, I'm out. But if the triple threat doesn't happen, I think Interception by its own man. All right, Richard, I know we're close to 420, but you need to share whatever the good stuff is that you're smoking on or what you got over there, because my guy, I'm on the vitamins and that didn't even make sense to me. Grayson holding Cody's fake one boot retirement, but I could be mistaken. That's not a bad shout. But, well, I guess speaking of Cody, we're getting a advertisement right now for Backlash in Puerto Rico to where it's got to be the main event, Cody versus Brock. But am I the only one that vaguely remembers the Usos and Solo versus Riddle and KO and Sammy, that six-man tag getting advertised for the night of the draft, the first night of the draft, but now it's at Backlash? Or is there another tag match out of that combination that I'm misremembering that's going to be on the draft night, and then we're still going to get the six-man? But seems like they kind of shuffled that match there. Wiener Dog, GG for the win. That's an interesting set of comments to follow up with. But I will remind everybody, folks, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. And even still, we've been here for the Super Bowl. We talked about the XFL. We're probably going to end up being here at some point for the NHL, I feel. We keep joking we're going to be here at one point covering the Antique Roadshow, but 100% we are your alternative commentary for anything and everything pro wrestling. And we're the wrestling buddies you can't get in real life. It's nothing but a good time when you come here. Nothing but the power of positivity. So absolutely be a friend, tell a friend. Tell everybody that you know that is, was, could have, should have, would have been a wrestling fan about us. Or if they even just want to hang out and have a good time and shoot the shit with a couple beardos. And I said beardos, not weirdos. But 100%, folks. Appreciate everybody that's joining us tonight. Appreciate everybody that subscribed. I think we're still hovering around 1.7K subscribers right now. Still want to see if we can try and beat 2K subscribers by the time WrestleMania, I almost called it WrestleMania Backlash again, but by the time Backlash comes around. But so be a friend, tell a friend. We are in commercial break. So what do you guys got on your wrestling mind right now? Ron, what up? See, even the new names keep pumping in. Sam Adams up. What? I guess is that a cheers there? I guess what you're calling out there for. JC Jane gets involved in this match and costs Gigi Dolan the match. Fair enough, Damien. That's not a bad shout. Well, we haven't really seen a ton of JC since when she really cost Gigi in the ladder match. So maybe that wouldn't be a bad shout. Do we get maybe a team up of JC and Cora? Interesting. I feel like that might take away from the feud and story with Gigi, but you never know. You never know. War Games in Puerto Rico? I don't think so. They're only doing the one show in Puerto Rico. Ron, how are you? I'm good. How are you, sir? Usos versus Kevin and Sammy for the tag titles in 2 weeks. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so it's just the actual tag team. I knew I remembered something happening the night of the first night of the draft. I couldn't remember if it was the 6-man or the regular tag team because I know we were kind of talking about both the night that they announced it. Bonkers going with Damon there. Shenanigans by JC and Gigi versus Cora. Fair enough. It was the Mandela effect. Well, it could have been just the vitamin effect, I feel, at this point. Casey should turn on Schism, start a new group with Dexter. No. At this point, I feel like we could end up getting the Way all back together in NXT minus Austin Theory. You hear about the deal WWE has with Twitch where the revenue is split 3 ways. I haven't looked fully into, I guess, how hey, Carmelo's halfway stealing my gimmick here. Or, well, I took it from Road Dogg, but he's, ladies and gentlemen, but I haven't looked too much into what. Oh, I thought that was Sin Cara for a second, but we've got Axiom doing the look in the mirror spot. He literally, this is fucking Simba. Oh my God. I was about to say this is Simba looking into the puddle and seeing Mufasa's face back, but they're literally giving this man like straight up comic book pages. They're making him versus Scripps a fucking Marvel movie. They're literally doing like the Marvel entrance of like the comic book page turns, the little panels, everything. Good googly moogly. When it's really more just kind of Mortal Kombat, I feel. Good God. But as I was trying to say, is we're now getting a TikTok video of Danny Palmer and Sol Ruka. But I haven't looked into how the revenue split or whatever, but I do think it's going to be a bit of a negotiating tool when it comes to signing free agents, etc. With now that they can still use Twitch and use alternative means to create revenue.
So Axiom and Scripps are making a Marvel movie.
Right.
Interesting.
So who's Thanos with the I am inevitable?
Neither one of these two. These two are like lower level.
True. Yeah, this is Spider-Man versus Ant-Man.
Kinda. I'll give you that. Yeah, I don't get the whole Scripps thing. I mean, him flying out of the corner seems silly. I mean, he got popped last week by Axiom because everyone knows where he's coming from now.
Well, and even then, yeah, that's true. He only comes from that one spot, but it was already a bit much with them doing the whole like super halfway slow-mo intro and everything. But now to literally give them like the comic pages and everything, everybody's getting a little upgrade, I feel, on their gimmick. Like we've got Nathan Frazer with a talk show. Now we're getting a storybook, comic book flip through with Axiom and Scripps.
That's what I mean when you have like NXT's in a funny place where everything outside of the wrestling matches is ludicrous. It's all over the place. However, when they get in the ring, it's really good wrestling. It's really quality wrestling.
Absolutely. And see, I thought you were trying to be slick with taking your pause. Excuse me, during the Cora Jade Gigi match.
I'm showing up for Gigi.
How you doing, Gigi? Got Jade for the win. Sky Blue turned heel. Tails agreeing with it. No, the actual Sky Blue did not turn heel. I guess Sky Purple, as some of you have called her, or Blue Sky, Cora Jade here is heel.
We still have Wesley and Little Regal tonight as well.
Oh, okay. And we've got the Waller effect for setting up Spring Breakin'.
Absolutely. Sky Purple. Cora Blue.
Sky Blue turned Purple Sky.
Right. We'll see how she does. I'm trying, but I just don't see what people see in her in and out of the ring. I don't like people are kind of gaga about her, and I don't get it. Like Gigi, I get it. I totally get it. All of it. You stand her next to Cora. It's not even a fair race.
Well, I mean, I'll give you that. That's one thing. I think it's more if they see the potential in Cora.
Bronco Buster. A Gigi ride.
Right. What?
Davian.
Oh, double stomp onto the back.
I'm taking Gigi. I think Gigi's gonna get screwed by her buddy. So, and they love Cora, so I think Cora's gonna get a win here.
Ooh, well, she did just come back, so not a bad shout. Not a bad shout.
Yeah, so I'll go Cora, even though I don't like her.
Does Gigi? I'm surprised. Well, granted, they still got the terrible. Well, I don't want to say terrible, but they still got the story going on with JC. Because I was thinking Gigi might be somebody that would get drafted to the main roster. Because remember, there was a time where we thought all of Toxic Attraction before OnlyFans, Only Mandy was a thing.
Only Mandy was a thing.
And then now we've got them almost seem like they're stuck in NXT because they have to have a feud against each other.
You know what? It's unfortunate because I thought if you kept them together, the women's tag team division desperately needs tag teams, and they were a pretty good one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
Sky Purple? Yes.
Big kick. Another big kick.
Woo. Damien, you're using the wrong words after that. That's 639,000, not 639,000 million. Pavilion, cajillion.
Wait, no, but I even feel like that's high for Rampage. Is that still their
average? Well, it went early, remember? No.
Oh.
Yeah, it did go early. It went early.
There's Jane.
JC Jane out here.
Well, that was sloppy.
Oh! Booker T's night just made JC James is literally getting thrown into this man's lap, and she damn near, hi, Book, how you doing?
I like Jane. I like Gigi. Booker, how you doing? Chucky Ducky.
Shucky Ducky, quack, quack.
But she's gonna hit it. She's gonna eat a finisher now.
What the paradigm shift was.
She does the paradigm shift better than the guy that's supposed to do the paradigm shift.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go. There's something you can like about her.
Yeah, that was complimentary. She does the paradigm shift better than
Oh, but JC missed by a goddamn mile with that boot now that they just showed the replay. Like, she wasn't even in the fucking vicinity of her.
Why do they show these replays?
Because they don't realize that it's bad.
Yeah, that wasn't good at all. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, but no, Cora 100% hits a paradigm shift better than Moxley. It's not a suplex.
Yeah, it's now become a suplex. A soft suplex.
It's a fisherman jackhammer is what it's become.
People are kicking out of fucking tombstones and stunners left, right, and center, but a hook suplex over.
So, I was going to say, is that not the most protected finisher right now, at least in AEW?
One of them. Oh, so the Bird Lady is mad at Cora.
Caw. Well, remember they were supposed to have a match, and then Cora just kind of went on a hiatus here.
Okay.
Yes, they actually were. So we're getting Lyra Valkyria calling out Cora Jade for a match at Spring Break-In.
All right, we'll see how this is, because I don't particularly care for either one of these individuals.
Well, she's not super great, I feel, right there on the mic. She's just out there with all of the mist.
I just feel like her gimmick like right now you have like Isla and Kylan, not Kylan, Alba Fire. Like, yeah, it's kind of the same vein. Just who's this?
This is what's his name? The one that came over from New Japan.
Oh, it's Eddie Thorpe.
Yes. But yeah, no, the NXT women's division at times does feel like half of it's the hot topic division.
Yeah, this looks like the Hot Topic Samoan.
No, he's doing the native shit.
Okay. No, he's talented. I mean, it was a good scoop. We'll see how this plays out. And I mean, when you bring in talent like, and I said this last week, I think, Nick, of like, there seems to be a growing amount of talent at NXT.
Oh, absolutely. You wade through the terrible storylines like the bar rescue stuff and everything, and there's a ton of talent there. The cabinets are fuller than you think when it comes to NXT. I was going to pause, but we've got the DiJack coming out right now.
That's funny. You sounded so French.
Ho ho ho, sacre bleu, ho ho.
Tabernacle.
Ho ho. There's no Canada like French Canada.
DiJack is in the house.
We've got the DiJack, the mix of Sin City, Terminator, John Wick. Yeah.
I like it better as the Sin City. Like, I like the entrance. I like the graphic they gave him. Maybe no sunglasses.
Well, no, maybe no leather. That's how you know he's cool, because he wears his sunglasses indoors
and at night.
Right. I wear my sunglasses. But yeah, do it. We need to do. We're going to have the DiJack, but I'm going to get to the chopper. Yeah, do it.
Croissant. There's the other one. Souffle. Oh, we're getting better. So anybody of
croissant. Souffle. Omelette du fromage.
Lyra got attacked by Zoe. I don't even know why I click on those things. There's rumors that Seth Rollins will be no more, and you'll be going back to Tyler Black. What do you think of that? I think it's a rumor. I think it's just a rumor. I don't imagine that will happen. Why? If it does, it does. I mean, why? Because they all changed their names. It stems from Rebecca and Tyler, and it's funny. I think a lot of fans, I think a lot of dirt sheet writers are getting trolled hard, and I think a lot of people are having fun with it. So Seth, all the marketing dollars and all the shit behind Seth over the last however many years, I don't see that changing. Yeah, I'm just going to show up on Monday as Tyler, and whether Vince is in charge or not, the WWE is always going to want some of that licensing, those rights that you can't get when you use your own name or even a side name. Cora Jade, totally. I forgot. DiJack for the win. Good shout. Souffle got that one. Got DiJack. I got DiJack as well. DiJack for the win. I thought DiJack was going to fight Odyssey Jones. Did I hallucinate on that one? I saw a picture going around which made me ask you guys your thoughts on Goldberg joining the Bullet. What the fuck? JV, why? Like, he's already been on record that he's just looking for a retirement match. The dirt sheets were reporting that he's furious that the WWE is not accommodating his request at this time. I don't know. If I was trying to sell tickets to Wembley, if I was trying to get 90,000 asses in seats, I would be on the phone with Goldberg. And I'm not an advocate for Goldberg. But a one-off grandstanding type situation, if he's truly furious at the WWE, line him up. Get him on the phone. Offer him what he needs to hear. And I don't care who it is. Just if you get to do that big, like, Goldberg style, because you won't be able to duplicate it, entrance in front of that many people, it's going to be crazy. If they announce that Goldberg's going to sign, more people will buy tickets, even if it's just a one-off. Boom. Terminator reject. Yep. Picking Terminator. There you go. Another one. Terminator. Everyone just picking on DiJack. It's a rough gimmick, though. I don't know how I feel about it. What do you think about WWE getting rid of the name Seth Rollins and calling him Tyler Black? I think I got that one. Isn't Braun have the Ryback bully gimmick treatment? That's an unfair comparable, I think. But maybe the big bad bully guy. It's kind of beyond Ryback. I mean, it's been kind of the way it's been. It's kind of the way life works out. So I kind of like it. It's kind of a natural fit. And yes, we've been down that road before, but I'm okay with it. Oh, we got Bar Rescue back on screen. Booker T got kidnapped. I wish. Braun is the best on the mic, in my opinion. Like in the company? I don't know. I mean, heel Braun is doing really well. Isn't Braun I got that one. Oh, Bar Rescue. Man, Cruz has been nothing ever since that match with Balor. But even I would argue, do you remember when they tried to really push Apollo in NXT? It just never got over for me. And I think a lot of people are like that. Even when they were, that American Pie babyface, he never found a way. It just lacked charisma. I think the Nigerian Prince was a great gimmick. They killed it with the fake accent. If he just spoke as we had already heard him speak for years, I think he would have been fine. But right now I got Bar Rescue arguing. I don't understand. So they already had a conversation. Then they showed up at the bar just to shit on them some more. Spring break-in mixed tag team match. You're going to be handing out some ass beatings, he said. Pause. Seth saying, Seth staying. Yeah, no, for sure. I wonder what Paper Champ will say on the Waller effect. We'll see. Quick win for DiJack. I don't know if it'll be quick. This could be a good match. AEW Goldberg versus Sting. My only hesitation with that, Bonkers, and I don't think you're wrong, is I think Darby's going to be Sting's last match. And I also think that, or maybe Sting goes over Goldberg. That'd be crazy. Right? Goldberg's like, listen, I'll come back and do it, but the only person that I'll let go over is Sting. Sting no-sells a jackhammer. My only fear with Sting fighting Goldberg is Goldberg legitimately hurting Sting. I think you need someone a little more durable at this point. Then again, you got Sting jumping off fucking everything he can find like a child. So, and I mean that in a compliment. I'm not putting down the legend Sting. You're legit jumping off everything like a madman. Goldberg joining the... I don't know. It's Jay White and Juice and Goldberg. Yeah, I know that's never going to happen. Right? Bullet Club Goldberg. No. DiJack for the win. Good shout. I got DiJack as well. I think Nick has to pick DiJack just based on the gimmick. Goldberg versus the Giant one last time. Hey, Rocco. That could work. Paul White get in there one last scrap. Could Paul White survive, and could Goldberg pull off a jackhammer in 2023? That would be the question of that entire match. What will the finish be? But, I mean, a legend in his own right, a Hall of Famer in his own right, going one-on-one and taking the L to Goldberg, I'm sure he'd be perfectly fine with it. Now, the other big rumor was Jericho, which, I mean, I think, yeah, fine, do it. Do it. Braun is the best on the mic, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just not sure the context. Like, best in his family, best in the company, best on the brand. But he's definitely got a lot better. Valkyria challenges Corey Jade. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Not exactly two standouts for me. I think there's other talent that's kind of moved past them for my liking. And listen, I will say, the Miss Tiffany Epiphany, I'm giving this girl credit. She's growing on me. But annoying as shit, but rightfully so. The NXT promos, hard to watch. Yeah, it's so after school special. Captain Insano, show no mercy, and no way in hell he is getting show up for a jackhammer in 2023. That's almost as scary as Rick's last match. Woo. It would end up being like Moxley's version of a jackhammer. He just rolls him back. Whew, I don't know. Like, am I wrong to think that state? Like, I don't know. No. Ooh. I mean, I could see them doing it. I know people are going to shoot that down right away, but I could see them doing it. Jarrett, I'll take the L. Jarrett doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to get booked. Yeah, that's so crazy. That's a crazy thought, bonkers. And again, it's because you kind of pulled him down into that jobber category where that's kind of Sanjay and Satnam and Jared have kind of been, whatever. Just get Braun to retire Goldberg professionally. Yeah. SummerSlam, let's go. Braun Breaker versus Goldberg. That's what happens. Braun Breaker gets drafted. His first night on Raw, Goldberg comes out. But am I wrong to also think that Goldberg's the type of guy that would push for a W on his final appearance? Go out I'm leaving a winner. DiJack's in control, knocking Apollo off the apron as we go back into commercial, folks. And I don't get people looking at the spoilers. Just be surprised when you watch the weekly program. Yeah, this is an ongoing battle, Larry, with, in nowadays. And I'm going to sound like old man on porch here during a commercial break. But I said it the other night, and I get it. It's funny because part of what we do here when we go live, and we've gone live before on just rumors and skepticism and speculation. But realistically, I'm almost getting like the Punk shit. Like he said this and Ian might come back. And it's just watching the dirt sheets continually regurgitate nonsense and bullshit and watching the likes of Meltzer get quoted as if he's some fucking guy that's not just sitting there with Brian talking out of his ass. Like they're as reported by Dave Meltzer. No, as said by Dave Meltzer. He's no longer reporting. It's no different than somebody right now taking something I'm saying. For example, Dave Meltzer sucks and saying, as reported. I'm not reporting. I'm talking. I'm giving an opinion. That's a difference. And I think I just went on a completely side tangent, Larry. So you got me all turned up on this one. But, I just want shit to happen. I don't want to know that Bray Wyatt's at the airport or is or isn't. I want to just tune in and enjoy the wrestling. And the infighting amongst wrestling fans is crazy. I mean, it's really at a point of just like shit. Like, can't we all just get along, even within companies? Like right now, if you're an AEW fan and you go online and you say, I don't really like the Bucks, or I don't like Jericho, a large contingent of other AEW fans will eat you alive. Trust me, happens often. And vice versa. WWE fans do the same thing. And it was never like that before. You used to talk to people and disagree, right? I got 3 brothers. We never agreed on who the fuck was going to win or who was good and who was bad. But you didn't have hatred for, I want you to die because you like MJF. What is your problem? Holy fuck, guys. Relax. Enjoy it. But yeah, some things need to be a surprise. It's the Google generation where all the answers are, people look up the fucking, where the jump points are on a movie to just see, I'm going to get scared in 3 minutes. That's fucked up, right? It's becoming a virtual world where you can just pretend to go through the emotions. Jeff Jarrett versus Goldberg. I think I clicked on that one and it's great. Interesting. I could see them doing it and kind of fits. Jeff Jarrett loves retirement matches, right? Takes the fun out of it, people giving the spoilers before the match. Look, we come on here live all the time, Chambers, and welcome back, by the way. And we don't know the results. And every once in a while, somebody will pop in the chat and feel necessary to spoil something. But that's why Nick and I do it. We want that pure, unscripted, uncensored reaction to whatever we're seeing. And whether we're right or wrong or happy or sad, you guys get to go on that ride with us. Any other way, to me, it doesn't work. Like, if we knew ahead of time, again, we're either just, we're manifesting shit, we're pretending. And I feel like a lot of the wrestling community and the people that, and I don't blame the fans. The fans can be fickle, but it's it's the argument of social media, yada yada yada. But it's people of that used to be respectable that lose that, and now you're causing that issue amongst the fan base. You're helping throw fuel on the fire. You're helping, and again, it gets you a lot of clicks, but at the end of the day, you're unauthentic, and it becomes disappointing. That's like I said, hashtag cancel Dave Meltzer should be a thing. Hashtag boycott the Observer should be a thing. Hashtag Brian Alvarez is useless as tits on a bull. Whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you asked about spoilers, and I went on my own little soapbox here. But yeah, I mean, spoilers, the bullshit, all of it, just calm the fuck down. Report on the wrestling. Like what we see. Report on this shit. Report kayfabe angles. Report kayfabe injuries. Report what we're seeing. Enhance the product. It does the business better. The faker, more bullshit, more unorganized, and more, less than that you present it, the less people are going to tune in. You wanted to get it back to the day where everybody was wearing a wrestling t-shirt. Everybody. Big 2 count on for DiJack on Apollo, by the way.
But you say report, the kayfabe storylines and everything. I think that's what they do. They just don't realize they are.
No,
a lot of people at this point don't realize that they're getting worked.
And that's a valid point. And we did talk about that with like Becky and now Seth and with Drew. Like, man, I think they're getting trolled, and I think we're getting played, and we've been played multiple times.
Yeah. Hashtag Dave Meltzer's a phony, a big fat phony. Yeah, no, that's 100%. That's like I heard your whole talk about what we'd even do here and everything. We say we're the alternative commentary because we give it to you in our honest, unfiltered, uncut, unscripted. Or I sound like I'm doing the intro to the first Raw ever here. But we 9 times out of 10 agree to disagree.
Yeah. No, and sometimes you gotta agree to disagree. Like I said, right now we're not even like the Jeff Hardy debate. We probably go either way on it, or the Cody Rhodes debate. You and I, had constant arguments about it. The Bray Wyatt shit we fought about. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to debate it. You're supposed to have those opinions. And what I don't think the fans realize at times is when we're all arguing and mad at each other and screaming.
DiJack did it, yes.
A really good match.
Yeah, do it.
A really good match, Nick.
Right.
But us all being mad and us all losing our mind about Cody is the desired result. The problem is you're taking it personal, but you are supposed to be disappointed.
Right. Yeah, you can do it.
DiJack with a dub.
Right. Well, maybe he ends up going to one of the main roster shows.
He could.
Oh, he was going to get Cruz up again, and now Ilya coming out.
Oh.
So we're not done with Ilya. Oh.
DiJack Ilya is a fucking flat money.
Ilya's a guy who should be on the main roster just as much as. So you could think about it. You right now could have Ilya versus Gunther for the IC title on at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That option, literally, you have all the players there, just for whatever reason, because of the rosters, you can't do it.
Yeah, I think it's just, again, if we start, I think it's in some cases a little bit of patience. Like, could he go up and be a killer right now? Yeah, but do you burn him out, right? Like, okay, so you let some guys go through their stories now. He'll be there. He's going to get there. The cream will rise to the top. And Ilya's got a bright future. He really does.
Yes, sorry. I've got JC cutting a promo here right now, walking through the parking lot. Very much playing up the heel.
The cameraman just doing it in the parking lot, by the way.
It's Steve, the cameraman, the one that always sits there and follows.
Looking for cars.
This is where she's going to get attacked in the backstage, in the parking lot. I did it for The Rock. Rikishi's going to come through. What's up, Moose? Cody and Brock just shot this same exact angle. Not quite. They beat us to death, though, with that one. I get like what you said last night on Raw of you're coming out of commercial break, fine. That's one thing. Cool, you do it. But to then do it again right afterwards and give us another replay, like, all right, we get it. You just wanted Brock just wanted to show off his new duster. He's like, I got a new jacket. Get it on TV.
So funny. Charles Dempsey in the ring with Drew Gulak.
There's one lady who's like diehard. Like, I feel like she flew straight from the UK over here to cheer on Charlie Dempsey. Charlie Dempsey instead of Charlie Murphy.
Wait, Cody and Brock just shot the same exact angle as who?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to put it in context. C-Money. Let me know.
Fair enough. But
we are
got
live.
Wesley versus the Pinball Wizard here.
Yeah, I give Wesley credit. He's done really well for himself, man, and he's talented.
Oh, and Gulak going after him. Hey, the bell has not rung. It's legal.
Well,
hit him with a throat chop.
Oh, Gulak.
Dempsey's going to stretch him.
Imagine Dempsey gets the W here. Wesley for the win. Wesley for the win.
Do you see Charlie Dempsey being North American champion after this?
Not yet. No. But maybe.
Charlie Dempsey. The only way is, hey, Regal, I know you messaged TK and said, you got any openings? Or, hey, I see you're still doing the BCC. Could they use the manager still? Right. So we'll put the belt on your kid for a hot minute.
I think his kid would be better in the BCC than Yuta.
No, I think his kid is at the level of Yuta.
You think they're like on par?
Close, I would say.
Fair enough.
There's a reason he's jokingly called Wheeler Useless.
We are in the North American Championship match. Yes, Bobby. So we will take your predictions. Wesley, Young Regal.
Yeah, Baby Regal, Pinball Wizard. What's his nuts there from Monty Python?
He definitely he so looks like Monty Python.
Right. As Wesley with the
I know people are going to shit on us.
Senton over the top rope and lands on his feet clean as we go to commercial.
Nice. How do you feel about a heel Gulak? And is that the match?
Yeah, at least he's doing something.
Fair enough.
Right.
Carpe diem. Carpe D's nuts.
Well, Christ, if the green screen wasn't there, I could just throw on my Eddie Redeem D's nuts shirt.
Right. Are you down for Cora and Valkyria? I
am. He's not.
I'm indifferent. Yeah, I'm not sure. They're going to have to be one of those like, oh, shit, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, touche. Well, I think there's going to be – it's starting to kind of build together a little bit of might have that takeover-y feel. I don't want to say that preemptively, but it feels like it could maybe have that.
I mean, it's stacking up nicely. I mean, you got 2 hours in and out. It's going to be packed. So that's the good news. We're not going to get a whole lot of other stuff. Now, they did announce a mixed tag between Bar Rescue. I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever.
Pre-show, please, pre-show, kickoff, what have you. That's your obligatory vitamins pause for the cause match.
Yeah, no kidding. Then we get Valkyria and Cora Blue. That'll be interesting. Are we getting a women's tag match?
Not that I'm aware of. I'll give me 1 second and I'll pull this comment up and I'll look. When is Daddy Dempsey coming back on camera? I don't think ever. I think he's happy just being backstage.
I never say never.
Well, 100%, but not in NXT.
Yeah. No, I think it's a tough shout. I mean, and I don't think he wants to instantly fall back into that GM role. Been there, done that. And Regal's always been a guy of been there, done that. Like once he's done something, he's good.
Right.
And yeah.
Ooh, go ahead. So I'll run down the card for spring breaking right now. We've got Carmelo Hayes with Trick Williams versus Grayson Waller for the NXT Championship. We've got Andre Chase versus Braun Breaker. We've got really Gallus, Pretty Deadly, and Tony and Half Stacks for the NXT tag titles. We've got Indy versus Roxanne Perez versus Tiffany Stratton for the NXT Women's Championship.
That'll be good.
Lyra and Cora, and then we've got Bar Rescue versus Briggs and Fallon Henley. So we've got Roadhouse.
Versus Bar Rescue.
We've got Penthouse versus Roadhouse.
That's actually a little bit of genius there. Penthouse versus Roadhouse. Book it.
It's amazing how sometimes those bad ideas just fall on you. We're back from commercial, and Dempsey's got a leg lock in.
Yeah, maybe never again, but you never know.
As if West losing tonight. Fair enough.
Interesting. No, I think he wins and goes on to fight Gulak. So Wesley.
Well, do we not still have the whole thing? What happened to their whole feud that they were having with Frank the Tank there for a bit? This is a AEW Dark and AEW Rampage feud that pops into NXT every now and then. This is with your Solo Camarato. Yeah.
Now that's QTV. So what the fuck?
Well, we had better QTV earlier, so
that's true.
We had Nathan Frazer tonight.
So right now, Nathan Dempsey keeping the high flyer down on the mat, as you would expect.
Nathan Dempsey, Charlie Dempsey.
Did I say
Charlie Murray?
Nathan Dempsey's a hockey player.
Well, you do have hockey on the mind. Someone update this man on the hockey score.
No, I think my buds, they were down 4-2, and I think they took a major penalty with like 4 minutes to go. So
fair enough.
I haven't checked back, but I'm assuming it wasn't good.
Most recent hockey news I got is one of the dudes from right by my hometown got traded from the Wild to the Sabres. Wild made the playoffs. Sabres didn't. So, God damn it.
The Sabres haven't been in the playoffs in a quick minute.
I remember when it was Red Wings, Avs, Dallas, and Buffalo were pretty much the top 4 teams every year.
For a couple.
And the Devils, Brodeur, Belfour.
Yeah, no, I love the old Buffalo Sabres jerseys, the black, silver, and red ones.
Where we had Satan. We had Miroslav Satan.
Right. Wesley for the win, says Joshua. Welcome back. Good to see you. Brock retirement match would have to be 2 or 3 on 1 or someone. I don't think Brock is the type of guy that has that. Like, his last match will be just some fucking random shit, and he'll just be gone.
You won't know it's Brock Lesnar's last match till it's Brock Lesnar's last match. Like, till we don't see him again.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is this man is always one, good moose hunt away from just staying up there in Saskatchewan and hanging out with Sable and all of that.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. I mean, I would be really curious to see even Brock Lesnar do a like a Hall of Fame speech. Who inducts him? Sable?
Heyman has to. Not even debatable.
No, I was pretty much.
I know, I get what you're saying, but yeah. No.
My man's like, no fucking way.
Well, I had to of one of those of sorry, not sorry. I get the joke, I get the bit, but it's still one of those of like, no, it's not. You can't even entertain it. There's no way it's logical.
No, you're right.
Right. Yeah, we got the good vitamins. Well, trust me, you still got about 2 days to make sure you got all the vitamins you need, because it's going to be a lovely Thursday with you and Luna for Ring of Honor and Impact when it's 420, especially. And you're both Canadian. Oh, it's worked out perfectly.
Right? I got a busy day that day, particularly. And
I'm sure you do.
I really do. And then
I know you do.
By the time I get to stream, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. But yeah, giddy up, strap in and strap on.
Call him KJ Skywalker with how levitated this man's going to be.
They're like, so the usual? Okay.
Right. So less than normal. Brock will go out when the paydays aren't worth it anymore. That's never the case. Trust me, look at Rick. The paydays are always going to be there.
Right? That's the valid point. The paydays always show up. Rick wants to have that's exactly why Rick wanted another I want to do another retirement match, because
this man had his last match, and then in the post-match press conference, it's like, I don't know if this is my last one, motherfucker.
Right?
What?
Oh, big boot.
Wesley kicks off Gulak and then does the somersault Pele kick.
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
Wow. So okay. I'll take the point.
Probably Dempsey's best match so far that I've seen in NXT.
The Kodiak kick.
Like you said, it might be setting up to Gulak, though, here, because now we've got Gulak jumping him from behind. Oh, now here, watch. Okay. We'll get like Frank the Tank, and we're going to get a tag match or something.
No, well, I mean,
we got a big day. We're going to go to Home Depot.
Lou's going to Young Talent. I don't know what Larry said, so I'm not even mad at it.
You can have that. Not even what I'm mad at.
Right?
And so Gulak's walking off with the North American title. So like I said, I think you might have called your shot there if we're setting up for Gulak versus Wes Lee. That wouldn't be a bad shout for if Gulak wanted him. That would be a big feather in the cap there.
And I will say
the Paisans, they're good. They got to have the gabagool.
Right. And I will say this is actually one of the times where the fans were actually booing. Earlier, who was out earlier? And it was it Cora?
Probably Cora.
It was so pumped.
You hear the boos, but no one's moving. They haven't quite worked that out to where they can pump in the sound and like electrocute the audience so they get up and move at the same time.
Yeah, I have everyone's mouth moving in no time.
Right.
Hey, AI make everyone on screen look like they're fucking howling.
We'll just go back to the Thunderdome if everyone's on a screen.
Oh my God, it's insane. But I can't believe we lived through all that shit. The funniest things was like, and I wanted to know how certain people got like front and center every single fucking show.
Well, when you probably have like tickets to every single show, they're probably like, well, fuck, this guy pays like $1,000 a fucking day to be here. So
I don't know, man. I feel like
Paisan's house though. So see even half stacks out here.
I'm with Unbroken. Super necessary. Right.
We need more.
I think Matt Riddle,
full FBI, like the full-blooded Italians, what you're already halfway doing here with Tony and Half Stacks there.
Yeah, I wish they would have brought someone in. Like, I understand they killed off.
Nevio's still kicking around in MLW. Fucking hell, bring him back as the Don.
So we're heading into
Ray Jazz that we watched on PCW Battleground.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I mean, like, do something with it. Like, they lost a third member, and Tony put like technically retired Ciampa. Like, let's be real.
But still, you're telling me that, say, Christ, it's out there. If you did an FBI right now with Tony, Half Stacks, Big Bill, you bring him back as Big
Bring back Big Bill?
Yeah. Or W. Morrissey. Christ, he'd be their huge heavy 100%. Maybe do you bring back...
He would be good?
Well, I was going to say, do you bring back my name is Enzo Amore?
He doesn't work in that, but only because he's such a big personality.
He would outshine everybody. Yeah.
Right? Even Tony, Tony would try and control him maybe, and that becomes the shtick until they kind of don't work.
Then you have Nunzio, so you get the time, you make Nunzio like the Don, the Godfather.
Yeah.
And then bring in, like I said, Ray Jazz's tag team partner, who are doing the FBI in MLW.
Non-match. Yeah, so the main event tonight, we got about, again, one of my pet peeves is any commercial breaks within 10 minutes left is bullshit. I think the last 10 minutes should be pretty much commercial free. It really should. Maybe with the 8-minute mark, which is fine. That's kind of where we are now. But
you don't want to slip and slide?
No, I'm good. No, I'm looking at American Idol commercial. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm looking at a candy bar ad.
Yeah, we're getting the Waller effect. So we're going to build up this title match for next week. Remember,
what's the go-home show for Spring Breaking? So you got to end with the headlining act, the headlining match for Spring Breaking.
What matches should happen at WrestleMania 40?
That sounds like a good video idea.
Yeah, actually, that sounds like a great video idea. I was going to say something smart ass, so I'm glad you stopped me. I almost said
there we go. I stepped in and said, no, not now. Right.
The rumors that Dustin Rhodes is jealous of his brother Cody Rhodes, KJ and Nick. What do you know?
bullshit.
tell us how.
And I can quote a article to where Dustin reveals, it's literally, I'm on the Cultaholic website right now, and it says Dustin Rhodes reveals he's a fan of WWE's booking for Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So Dustin's 100% happy for Cody. Why would Dustin be jealous?
Yeah,
exactly. Dustin knows he's the last gunslinger going. He knows he's, up against, he's on the back nine.
I still say when he's all tied up and done with AEW, I know he loves AEW. I'm not saying he can't go back. But I really think you give us Cody, Dustin one more time. I mean,
could you maybe imagine that maybe that's why we didn't have Cody win the championship, because we're still going to have that by the time.
I'm all for it, man. I thought
that happened. It could happen. I feel.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite AEW matches ever. Like, they tore it down, and I just think to do it on a big scale. I feel like a lot of fans felt like we never really got that with Cody, and it was leading that way, and they pulled the plug on it. And I think we deserve it. I think it will be great. And know what you do? You bring Dustin in as Dustin, but you still give him the Gold Dust entrance.
Well, I bet you he'd still. Oh yeah, he'd probably still do that, or at least come out and do a little bit like what he does with AEW, but it's more the
maybe
Gold
not
Dust
the bodysuit though.
Yeah, I think he still might, or close to it.
All right, bold man, good choice. Car trunk match next week. Tony and Stacks, Pretty Deadly. All right, we missed that, Dale. Is that added to spring breaking? A car trunk match, first in history. It has to be.
I'm gonna have to refresh.
I really do not believe I've heard the term car trunk match ever. Who was throwing furniture?
Femi, because I've literally will not lie, for the longest time thought that was our truth there, just showing off on like his recovery. But yeah, so Femi out there just throwing your shit out like the ex-girlfriend out the fucking top balcony there.
Just a really, like, he's a really terrible mover. What was like there? Like,
I don't live here, I live over there, and he just yeets it.
Just point out what you don't want. I will get rid of it.
Right. Almost smash.
Spring breaking, showing up, ready for summer.
Absolutely. A day late and a dollar short, though, when it comes to spring break, but you can have that.
Right. Mixed tag team match. Cora's going to beat Era. I'm telling you that right. I don't, though.
Okay, so they did just announce that. So get a Wikipedia line to me.
Right. Tony D and Stacks going against Pretty Deadly in a trunk match. A trunk match.
Not an ambulance match, not a casket match. You going in the trunk. Can two people fit in a trunk? Well, yeah. I feel like I should say that as an Italian of, throw them off the scent there. You got to get the right size, certain type of vehicles got the bigger trunk, all that. But we're getting the Waller effect right now.
Right. On air. And listen, I like what they've done with Waller. I like Waller's attitude. He seems very comfortable. The guy is, to me, kind of one of those future pillar-ish people. If you want to steal
this does remind me a bit of like when Jericho had the Jeritron 5000 and everything. I know we're not at times always the biggest fans of current Chris Jericho, but this reminds me of a bit of that.
But
like the 2023 version of he's got it on Instagram Live on his cell phone too. You got the comments coming through. Yeah.
Right? No, you're right. Like, I mean, it's really good. And like I said, it brings it into 2023. It makes it relevant. Like, Carmelo Hayes' entrance is happening, and he's still talking to Instagram Live. You know what I mean? Like, it works. It pulls in all your audiences. When you think about the future and things that you need to tap into, he's spot on. However, another pillar of the future is on the way to the ring.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Like I've said before, he is him Jones, he is him Duncan, he is Himmy Turner, he is Himmy Neutron. He's out here in his Timberlands. Yeah.
Himmy Cricket is my favorite, I think.
There you go. But still, I've seen people ask, when does Trick turn on Carmelo? I like Carmelo just being a solo act by himself, or Trick,
Why
I
do
mean,
y'all
sorry,
want
being
your
a
team?
solo act by himself.
Why
What?
does everybody want everyone to break up so fucking bad?
Because it's always the tradition of WWE.
Yeah, but
It's like
why?
Pavlov's dog. It's one of those.
Yeah,
It's a call and
okay.
response system.
Fair enough. I will accept that answer. That seems reasonable. It's just like it's like if your favorite team like fucking gets a stacked roster, you're like next year trade half of them. Like let a team be a team for a couple of years. Let's go.
But still, you're telling me if
But
you did a variation of the Hurt Business, with say it's MVP, Omos, Bobby, Carmelo, Trick, and the Street Profits,
it's a
that's not
different.
a fucking super faction.
Well, it's stacked. I mean, and again, a lot of young talent, which insulate Bobby really, really well.
Well, a lot of opportunities for guys to shine. It's like when they had Bobby and Kenny King together in Impact, and that was kind of the first that we saw of Bobby really having that personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, their own worst enemy. The booking is killing us, right? So that's a valid point, 100% valid. You know, you just instantly think, oh, this is going good. When are they going to ruin it?
Right. It's the same reason why everybody's now looking for Vince here and Vince there and Vince everywhere. It's you're already trying to look for a shitty outcome and a shitty ending and a reason. You're looking for a reason to be unhappy.
Nobody will convince me that Vince and Hunter are like duck goosing fucking like segments. Right? Like, no. I got this one. You get that one. I got this one. No, Vince is either going to blanket it or, like, I mean, the Monday after Mania, like, he blanketed it. He took it, all of it. Right. He might have some suggestions, but as far as segments and who's actually booking in the weeds, it's Hunter. And I mean, to think that they're spot booking from match to match to match to moment to moment to moment seems fucked to me.
Oh, absolutely.
I want proof.
And, Larry, I agree with you. Yeah, in Bonneville. Yeah, fair enough. You got me. I saw it before, Wink, but I don't think you picked it up that I saw your comment. But it's when you are already looking for a predisposed outcome, you're going to get that regardless. So you're going to just find a reason to be upset versus just actually taking in what is happening right now. And that goes for both companies, all the companies. Pro wrestling fans as a whole. They're chanting, whoop that Trick. As Trick stands up and is about to fucking go in on Grayson. That's a chant that I'm so surprised started from a Charlotte Flair promo.
I love it.
But it's now a chant that will never die in WWE of whoop that Trick.
Right. Says Melo's title reign is going to be as long as the Mets season. Grayson, I could use an opener, but I would also just whatever.
Are you trying to read the comments underneath?
Yeah, some of them are funny, but then some of them just suck.
Well, it's like most wrestling fans. What? Sorry. Honest opinion.
Grayson should tweet in between moves. No.
Like I said.
Too much. Too much.
Oh.
I like what Carmelo's doing here.
Have any.
Carmelo and Trick are wicked. They really are.
Again, that's why, though, people are still thinking he could go up to the main roster, even though he just won the NXT championship. Like, just won it.
It's true. But, I mean, handing it off to, like, a Waller isn't terrible.
But what is the potential, though, that Waller gets called up instead of Carmelo?
Waller's good, too. I mean, again, but you do need some of the young talent to build NXT back.
Waller and The Miz as a tag team?
Fucking Waller in theory.
And The Miz as a goddamn faction.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You get that all over again?
Yeah. We've got Gang Warfare. We've got the Bloodline and Judgment Day teaming up. We've got LWO. Everybody's... And I like how AW fans are trying to say well, see, WWE's taken the whole faction thing from AEW.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right. Like, really?
Guys, you can't say that Triple H isn't in charge when the king of the factions is rolling out some factions.
The man who's been in more factions than anybody. He's literally been inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Multiple factions.
Yeah.
No, truly, though. Like, let's be real. Like, to say that the faction idea. Yeah, no, guys, no. The factions. Yeah, this isn't even the heaviest faction time.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that would be be funny. The Miz and Grace Wall and Austin Theory. Yes, Josh. Yeah.
They drive us up nuts. They're gonna put your shoes on the power lines.
Fair enough. Well, fits with the shoey there, but NXT Spring Break in 2023 next week. Yes, absolutely. Some people got confused and thought it was this week, but no, it is 100% next week.
And we didn't get confused, but yeah, next week we will be here. It'll be bright and sunny and blue and colorful. It's going to be a fun time.
I'm blue.
Bring your little triangle sandwiches and some snacks.
Get your Hawaiian shirts out.
Get your Hawaiian shirts out.
You good?
I like the Miz Waller theory. I was just trying to figure out what the next comment was going to be. There's so many options.
But that does it for NXT, folks. So we do take a rating for all of the shows. So let us know what you're thinking, what you're rating it out of 10. Or I guess if we want to go into the yawns, the lays, since we're getting a spring break in, what have you. We'll take all of your ratings in any form.
I thought that was a really good go-home show, guys. And again, my beef will always be my beef. There's a lot of the talking and stuff, but I'll attribute it to developmental and green talent. You know, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them, once you give them the mic, they're really not great yet. But you see some people like Tiffany progressing. I really thought they did a good job. A good Joe. They did a good Joe.
Don't you know, Joe?
Don't you know, Joe? They did a good one. For as far as go home shows go, I'm pretty excited about spring break after this episode.
But does it not play into that because they announced literally everything except for the main event tonight?
That was part of it, yes.
Makes a good go home show when you're telling everybody the card for next week. You know, the night. Yeah. But I get it. Especially, it's not a pay-per-view. It's not a premium live event. It's a special edition version of NXT. It's their Quake at the Lake, what have you.
They're whacking.
So I get you're adding it all the week before, but I think that also feels a little rushed, a little. Nothing was really truly built for that.
I think a bunch of what you said in the beginning makes like I kind of want to just turn it and go. That's why I'm okay with it, because it's NXT and da 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 da.
Fair enough.
And I think a couple of the stories that popped up tonight, like the triple threat. I'll give them credit. I feel like that built up over the last couple of weeks. But to your point, yeah, there's a couple of like, oh, by the way, and then we'll do this. Like they could have told us last week Bar Rescue was going to fight each other. We all fucking knew it. You know, we were going to have this.
Well, no, that's why you would needed to have the big reveal of Trailer Suave there.
Trailer Suave, right? Anyone else uses Trailer Suave? You heard it here first. That is fucking
I don't know because there's half the things that I've used from other people, so I don't know. I can't get mad at people using anything here. I don't know.
I'm not mad about it. I just want people to know.
I ain't mad about it. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
8.5, 7, 8. Woo! I like it. I think I might have enjoyed it more than Raw for sure.
I was gonna say, has this not been? Oh, you didn't like Trish or Cowboy Brock or anything?
No Trish.
But no, I think this might be the highest rated NXT we've had in a hot minute. Normally it's down there in the basement dwellers.
Yeah, no Trish C money, but I think there's some reasons to find points outside of Trish. Just say it.
Right.
8 out of 10, a lot of 8s. Woo. See ya on Dynamite later, Bobby. Should Roxanne go to the main roster eventually?
Yes.
You just want to make sure the timing's right.
I think now is the best time because who do you have that is a legitimate title contender right now on either brand that isn't already a champion or just came off of winning a championship?
So Roxy directly after somebody?
I told you Roxy versus Rhea, I think would be a great story.
But she loses.
Oh yeah, but still, I mean, you get a good build out of it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, who else do? You do Raquel. Bailey's probably your best shout, unless you bring back, say, a Naomi. Because
I'm curious
who's going to be tied up with Trish. You've got Charlotte, who's taking a hiatus again. So your cabinets are bare.
It's getting there. Yeah, that's a good point. Can't figure out what to do with Lacey. Yeah, there's a lot here. So
people forget her and Dana are on the roster. Same with Tamina.
And the whole thing about give Dana a chance is killing me. It's not even getting over. I'm sorry, guys. You pick another one. We'll try.
Try again. Thanks for playing. Try again.
Right, like give someone else a chance. We'll get behind it.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was a really good show. Man, 8 such an aggressive number, but I'll give it an 8 tonight. I'm
gonna go 7.
7, okay, fair enough.
I'll go 7. Good go home show, built up all of next week in one night.
In a jiffy.
Not bad, the card for next week.
Mm-hmm. But really good matches tonight.
Good matches, terrible segments, and you built all of next week literally tonight. Like there was nothing outside of Carmelo and Grayson that had been advertised for a spring break-in. So
that made the show not good or less good?
It's to me, it's one of those that you could have built a bit better to some of that stuff, I feel. And like you're telling me that the bar rescue thing was great. Like it was great for us because I got a good belly laugh out of it. But as far as
that definitely points off.
That's what I see on my screen. I'm flipping right through it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I mean, definitely points off for that. I mean, that was really the bulk. I mean, maybe it took a point off for Cora, but whatever. But beyond that, I mean, that's always going to be kind of the case with NXT. I like it. I do think
random Nathan Frazer backstage, random comic book flip through with
the
Axiom
comic book flip through. I missed. So.
Yeah, so fair enough.
Nathan Frazer, I'm curious. I will say I'm at least intrigued.
Oh, I'm very interested. I liked it. I want to go back and rewatch that and figure out where that came from, how that happened. Yeah.
I'm going to say not yet. I think Nick's going to say yet.
Sure. Yeah, I just said we did.
Yeah, she just said that. Rhea Ripley, there you go. Not yet. Right. NXT was good. Joshua agrees. 8 out of 10. So, okay. So we got 7, 7.5, 8.
Super far off. It's not like I gave it like a 4 or something.
No, not at all. I mean, 7 is spot on. I think 7 was
respectfully.
Mind you, I mean, I got a lovely low number last night. So that is NXT puts the next marker up for the week. We'll see what happens tomorrow with Dynamite. We will get into all that action, all that fun stuff. Back at it again, but yeah, we got to be an 8 now. Larry was a 7. 8, Richard. It's good.
Yeah. Well, you got AEW Dynamite tomorrow night. It's going to be interessante to see do we start to even get more subtle or not so subtle remarks about like Punk?
I don't know. Like, I really don't, because I'm wondering if right now, like, Tony's super sensitive about it. Like, don't go out there and do that, because
don't you do that. He'll tell me to fuck off on Twitter.
Yeah, like, I think Tony wants this to happen. And that's why the other day when I kind of went on a bit of a rant about Meltzer I think Meltzer's hurting. If you're an AEW fan, you should hate Meltzer. You should dislike that man. And maybe not him, I'm not going to fucking PC that, whatever. Don't like the fucking guy, because what he's doing is bullshit, but he's hurting the company that you guys are fans of. That's what's bothering me as an AEW fan. Fuck the tribalism of WWE, AEW.
But they don't see that, though. That's the thing.
It's a problem.
What you're saying is wrong. You're already wrong.
Nah, well,
that's the problem. You can't have an open dialogue about any of it.
That man is doing so much damage. If I was Tony Khan, I would call him up and say,
"You're fired."
From my fucking show at all times. Don't come near the buildings. Don't come near me.
Don't call me. I'll call you. It's not me. It's you.
My dad's a billionaire. We can make you go missing. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Jesus. No. Allegedly.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see what I do agree with your comment. That's very long-winded, but I do agree with it.
Okay. 8 out of 5, yes. 8.5. Damien, one of our more generous givers on a typical. But yes, folks, that is NXT tonight. liked it. I mean,
Danger Will Robinson. Danger Will Robinson.
Danger.
That's what you just did there.
I quit NXT a month ago, and I've enjoyed the last couple weeks. I thought Stand and Deliver was outstanding.
Put the hook back in, folks.
Yeah, sucks being a wrestling geek. It keeps happening. But, folks, we will be back. Check out all the socials below. Check out us on Instagram and Twitter and, the other thing, Discord. Other than that, folks, we will see you tomorrow. Dynamite Thursday, we got 2 shows. Friday, we got 2 shows. Strap in, strap on. I hope you had fun. Thank you as always. I got nothing else, Nick.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talking about that wrestling, I'm going to put that for life with it. Peace.
See you on the flip side.